Hey guys, today is Tuesday, April 28th, and it is an A day. Your quote for today is good things come to those who believe, better things come to those who are patient, and the best things come to those who don't give up. Your agenda today is independent reading for 20 minutes, vocabulary, read aloud, mini lesson, independent work time. You will notice that you do not have DLP. You do not have a comprehension question. We are starting a new unit, so I want you to focus on that. So today's schedule, we have mini lesson is going to be a poetry scavenger hunt. Independent reading. Remember, I've given you a whole bunch of different things that you could be reading for 20 minutes. And then you have vocabulary. It's a brand new list. Therm means heat or temperature. Now, this can be in the middle of a word, it can be at the end of a word, or it can be at the beginning of the word. So go ahead and practice on Quizlet. It's linked right here, or it is also in Classroom under vocabulary. Your read aloud today is also found under the virtual read aloud. New unit, poetry. Poetry is my favorite unit. I think it's my favorite unit because you can't do bad on it. It is something that lets your creative juices flow. It lets you write the way you want to write. You are going to experience a lot of different things with poetry. So, what is poetry? The actual definition of poetry is literary work in which special intensity is given to the expression of feelings and ideas by the use of distinctive style and rhythm, poems collectively or as a genre of literature. The way I think of poetry is a form of writing that not only uses words, but also form, patterns of sounds, imagery, figurative language to convey the message. Now, this is where rhyming comes in. This is where you can use alliteration, personification, similes, metaphors, onomatopoeias, all of that figurative language, all those literary devices you are able to use in poetry. And that's what makes poetry so much fun. Now, today, I want to teach you that poetry is an expression of feelings. It can be rhythmic, it can have different styles, it can be narrative or lyrical. There are a lot of elements of poetry. So, lots of poets have many tools they use to add to poems sounds, meanings, emotional effects on the readers. So one way we can do this is by exploring the different types of poetry and looking for ways that make each type of poem different. So a poem for you, perfection, is the moment when I am woken in the morning by the sun, white linen against my skin, an aroma of coffee, and you by my side. So, completely different, punctuation's out of whack, capitalization's out of whack. That's the one nice thing about poetry is that you can do it any way that you feel comfortable. So today for your assignment, to get you exploring the different types of poetry, you're going to do a poetry scavenger hunt. Now, I'm going to take you on a little journey because I want to go through this and show you exactly what to do. You all are going to have a doc, and I think there are 15 questions. So the first thing that you are going to do is find a line of poem that mentions an animal. Now, I'm going to go to, this is your 7th grade Power of Poetry. 7th grade poetry anthology for this spring. This is something you are going to use for this whole unit. So, there are a list of poems, different ones. We need to find let's go back and look, a line of poetry that mentions an animal. So we're going to look at this poem. introductory poem. You're going to read these poems. Now, I've read them all because I created this. So, like, we have the parts of speech. Now, with the parts of speech, I don't know if we're going to find an animal. Let's keep going. The world's greatest. Let's see. We're talking about mountains, tall trees, swift current. Oh, let's see. Oh, I found one. So right here, I am an eagle. I am a lion. So then you're going to go back into your poetry and I'm going to put, I am an eagle. And the poem is, I'm going to get rid of that. World's greatest. Now, this is a song. It's a lyrical poem. That's what songs are. They're lyrical poems. So world's greatest is in quotations. Now, if it's a regular poem, then you're going to italicize. Now, the world's greatest, it doesn't say on there, but is by R. Kelly. And that's what you have to do. Then you need to go find a line of poetry that mentions a color. Put that line in, and then the title and the poet. Names a person. So it is super easy work. You get today and tomorrow to work on it. It's due tomorrow evening. I will be checking them. It is worth 15 points. And you have tons of poetry. Like tons. We have a lot. So go through, look at it, explore the poetry. Okay, let's go back to this so I can show you. So your independent work time today, you're going to go to Google Classroom Poetry 2020. You will have the poetry packet there. You're going to use this to answer the questions in the poetry scavenger hunt. This is going to be used for multiple assignments. Like your assignment on Thursday, you're going to be using the poetry packet. Okay? So, your scavenger hunt. You will fill this doc out and turn it in as your assignment. It is due tomorrow. You will need to accomplish vocabulary practice on Quizlet. Listen to the read aloud. Do your poetry scavenger hunt and read 20 minutes. Remember, my office hours today are from 8 to 9:30 and 12 to 1:30. And our Google Meet for this week will be on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, all blocks from 11 to 11:30. If you can come, great. If you can't, it is okay. Remember, you can come late. You can leave early. It's just a time for us to say, hey, check in, see how you're all doing. And I don't know, I get to see your smiling faces. If you guys have any questions today, please don't hesitate to ask. Have a great day.